Hello everybody, it's Josh speaking from Life FM. I'm with Eloise. Hi Eloise.
Hey.
And we're in the green room of the secret concert that's been organised in like 2 hours with the one and only Citizens band. Why don't you guys all say hello at once?
Hello!
Hey! Oh, there we go. Connor with the hello at once. When someone pours you a drink and they say when, do you say when or do you say stop?
I've been known to say when.
Yeah. He's a comedian.
He is. He's a big. He watches The Office a lot. Maybe more than one should.
Yeah. Michael Scott or David Brent?
You already know.
Bob Odenkirk.
What from?
Is that an American only joke?
Isn't that from Breaking Bad?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He did audition for Michael Scott.
He was he was supposed to be.
Yes, he was supposed to be Michael Scott.
Deeper info than you expected.
Yeah.
See, he watches more than you.
Sorry.
And you probably should.
I could hit you with some trivia if you want.
Yeah.
You should hit me with some trivia.
Some Office trivia.
Yeah.
I don't really know any trivia. I know anecdotal thing. I would. Okay, do you agree with this, Connor? Oh, by the way, what instrument do you play in the band?
Guitar,
Okay.
mostly, yes.
Okay.
Well,
He's the
there's
blonde
some
one
other
that plays
things.
guitar.
Some other things.
Bass.
But guitar mostly.
He also plays drums.
But
So do you.
But
We kind of all play a little bit of everything.
We all play.
As you can see, we're a little bit complicated.
Are you guys like sort of a
Complex.
were you guys like the original Forky and Country? How they all like go around the stage like that?
They got the idea from
Yes.
us.
Right. That's man. I love a full circle Christian music story.
Yeah, why not? That's what they are. Aren't they?
Yeah. It's like a really good joke from The Office.
Yeah.
It comes back around.
Really coming back around.
Okay, so guys, I'm just to give you an image now because this room's kind of big. I've moved onto my knees and I'm crawling around trying to put the microphone to the right person. First of all, it's been a whirlwind to get here. You guys are on a tour that includes Australia and New Zealand, and you're releasing a new album.
Yep.
How stressed are you?
Oh, not stressed.
Good.
Not stressed at all. Because, every time we come, obviously, just Festival 1's amazing, but New Zealand is it's a special place. So, everybody here is always just so easy to be around. I've never felt stressed in New Zealand. Do you guys feel stressed?
yeah, definitely not.
Maybe I'll feel stressed in Australia. I'm supposed to say that, right? Because Australia is not as good as New Zealand.
You can, yeah. I don't know. It's kind of like, is it the same with America and Canada? It's kind of like fun to, it's fun to,
For sure.
yeah, fun to diss each other. But I actually really like Australia.
I like Australia, too. I love Australia. And I love Canada.
Yeah, and America for like just.
Yeah.
I love all nations.
Yeah. Thank you for saying that.
Do you have a question you'd like to ask?
Yes, my question is, what's your favourite thing about New Zealand, other than the people?
We talked earlier. I don't drink this, but we did talk earlier about the coffee.
Yeah.
Is a lot better here. Would you agree, Connor?
Yep.
Okay. Coffee. So that's one thing.
Yeah.
The whole adding "as" to the end of certain phrases.
yeah.
That's special.
Yep.
Right.
That's one of a kind.
Yep.
We like that. You guys got any?
I don't know if it's my favorite thing, but Hobbiton is just a fun little
That is
tour.
so good. Have you guys all done Hobbiton?
have.
No,
You have.
I have got a delicious blueberry muffin there.
Yeah.
Once.
It's
special.
it's wonderful, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just as an adult to just
Yeah.
do something that's purely for enjoyment. I think sometimes we don't do that enough. We don't, as adults, we don't do things just because we want to do them.
Yeah.
You know?
I definitely agree.
Now, I basically the structure of this interview is going to go, and as you would have seen, it's very structured so far.
Absolutely.
Probably the most structured interview we've ever done.
Yeah. I'm keeping it tight. We're going to go, so we're going to have like this kind of intro chat. I probably should have said this at the start where we're sort of funny. Then we're going to go kind of deep.
Great.
And then we're going to go kind of funny again at the
Okay.
end. Are you guys all comfortable with that?
Very.
No.
Okay. Well, maybe I won't come to you. Are you more worried about the serious stuff or the funny stuff?
Dan's in a lot of therapy right now.
He's from New Jersey, so
I'm going through a time. Just kidding. We can go.
We can go anywhere? Okay.
Anywhere.
Because and I mean, are you sick of talking about Mars Hill yet?
No, let's keep talking about it. We just
Just keep digging it up from 10 years ago.
Yeah, let's go.
So the podcast came out and everyone listened to it, and everyone was like, "Whoa, that sounded crazy and traumatic." Was it? So, for context, what was your guys' involvement in Mars Hill, the church? For a listener right now who doesn't really know what Mars Hill was.
Yep. So I was a worship leader, eventually an elder at the church. Adam attended the church, and we all, that's where the band started. Dan and Connor, did you ever go to Mars Hill? No. And Dan was a follower of a lot of the Mars Hill stuff from afar in New Jersey.
So it was a mega church in Seattle and pastored by a guy who sort of sounded really awesome to begin with and then got a little bit angry.
Yeah, angry. And I mean, even just you referencing that podcast, I feel like if anything, it highlighted, outside of it being a specific story, just the fact that their ego and all of that's in so many churches throughout the world, and a lot of people could, I think, relate to that story in their own way. Yeah,
so I wanted to talk to you because you've obviously had some success since then as a band, and in your, how do you guys feel about the way that your fans treat you? Because you go up and you do concerts and you have people, chanting your names, your band names and singing your songs. And that kind of idea was, I would say, quite toxic in the church. But from my observations, it seems to be really healthy when you do it in the right way with like a band that you love. Like we saw Switchfoot this morning, and I was right up the front and just loving it, and it didn't feel negative, right? Yeah. So can you explain that feeling, maybe from your perspective as the singer of the band?
I think it's just all about friendship,
right?
And I think that for us over the years, we've gotten to know each other in ways that we could have just been a band that plays songs together, but we've always chosen to put the friendship part of it above everything. And so, I mean, when you do that, that means that you try and operate as sort of a democracy of sorts, Even just a little bit ago, we were deliberating over what our set list should be.
Yeah.
And doing that together. And so picking songs to debating over where we're going to go get a drink or coffee or food, whatever it is. There's usually hot topics there. But regardless, I mean, I think the bigger thing for us is we just enjoy each other. And anyone that tries to be the lone wolf, it usually kind of goes pretty poorly.
Yeah, right.
So
are you sort of talking about respecting each other?
Yeah, respecting.
Knowing
each other.
I think just knowing each other is a huge thing, whether it's a church or a band setting or anything like that. I think we've always really tried to know each other well and be known by each other well, and wherever we go, really know who we're with, know you guys, know whoever is putting on the show, and create an actual relationship there where we're known too. So
did you we had our own sort of smaller version of that here in New Zealand, this year. There's a mega church in Wellington called Arise, and there was sort of an investigation into the church leader, and they've ended up resigning. It's very uncannily similar to the story of Mars Hill. And lots of people were interviewed on the news and stuff like that about how their horrible experience. Yeah. Do you have any advice for people that have been hurt by a spiritual leader or by the church? Because you guys have sort of been through it. You seem to be somewhat healthy now. Do you have any advice?
I think the best advice I could give is that faith is not a journey taken alone, and it's not meant to be alone. And it's also not meant to be lived out vicariously through just one leader.
Yeah.
And I think that's where we kind of mess up, is when we put all of our stock and we get a little lazy. I think is probably the best way of putting it. And we just decide that this one person is going to decide everything for us. They're going to decide what is true and right about Scripture or how the church should be. And we put all of our stock in that, and we kind of stop taking responsibility for ourselves to understand that it's okay. I think probably the biggest thing in the church that we probably struggle with the most is accepting that there can be differences.
Yes.
And we don't really do a great job. At least in the States, we don't do a great job of that. It's sort of, if you have this one thing that's different than me, then we can't walk together. And I mean, that's something as a band, like we're really trying to hopefully influence and change, is that we all even have differences in this band, and we just, those differences aren't what define us.
And I think too, different is not bad. Like if something is different to how you think it should be or whatever, it's not necessarily bad. It's just different. Right. Like when I first heard the song Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen. Have you heard of Queen?
Who?
I didn't listen to another song for like the best part of a year.
Right.
I just listened to that one song because I sort of felt like it was everything that music needed to be. Right. Then I realized actually there's other things out there that are also really good. Yeah. This was years ago.
Yeah.
And I do that a little bit. I've done it with your latest hits, Everything and More, which you can stream now at your favorite music streaming platform. Have you ever been to Mark Driscoll's new church?
No.
Do you want to? Does part of you want to? Like part of me wants to.
I have not thought about, I've not thought about going to his church, but I have thought about just bumping into him at like a Target or whatever, like a random store and in the US and just being like, who's going to speak first,
Yeah, because you were quite close with him, right?
I was not, no.
Oh, okay.
No, I mean, Brian probably spent more time with Mark than the rest of us.
Oh, see, I don't know Brian as well because we haven't spent 17 minutes. He just came in. We've been talking about the Mars Hill podcast.
Sure.
So he would recognize you then?
I mean,
He would recognize all of us, whether he chooses to admit that out loud.
So you haven't thought about going to his new church?
I haven't thought about trying to visit. No.
Yeah. Because there's that one guy on the podcast that goes back and he like... Have you listened to it all? Yeah. There's one guy at the end that like goes back like... Is it some guy called like Tim Keller or something? Like his son or something?
Oh, okay, I missed that.
I think it was the son of one of the elders.
Yeah.
At one point that went back or something like that. Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah. He said it wasn't that helpful for him.
Yeah. Oh, I do remember that.
Yes, you're right.
It was the son of
one of the
pastors.
Yeah, one of the founders. Yeah.
I think there is like when you get hurt, you're like, I want to know what they want to say to me, and then they're eventually disappointing. So maybe it is not good to do.
I think that's probably wise to not go back there.
I had a couple dreams like that over the years, where it's like your body's trying to find the answers, and then the answers don't come, and then you can kind of I found myself being like, oh, okay, well, maybe no answers, It's all right, so.
Yeah, so, I mean, sometimes it's probably best. I think it probably is best to just leave it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. We've had a couple instances early on when Marcel first ended, and they were in Arizona where we were playing at different things in Arizona, and it was kind of, we had to make sure, like, hey, this isn't like a Mark thing, too. So, not because we're afraid of the encounter, but it was just like, and I still feel this way, like, it would be a little bit disingenuous, I think, for us to do something together at this point. We haven't had any kind of communication with him.
Yeah. I mean, we could go on. How long have we got?
Hours.
Do we have to wrap it up?
We don't.
Is anyone here in charge? No. Okay. Because I listened to a podcast with you, Zach, and they were talking about like, have you ever? One of the questions the host asked you was, have you ever had to share a stage with someone that you've been like, I think so, yeah, and share a stage with somebody that you had different views to because like Christianity's become so polarized, and you were like, sometimes, but like,
are you talking about us?
Yeah,
100% the band. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah,
off the record.
Because that must be hard now, like to know what's going to happen at the other part of an event that you guys don't have control over.
I mean, there are times where you get into situations, and I honestly, at least in the States, the thing that makes me the most nervous is when you don't know if someone's going to get really political. And that's the kind of stuff we try and stay out of because it's so divisive right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's the kind of thing where people are really expecting you to choose a side, and depending on what side you choose, you're either Satan or you're a saint.
Or Jesus. But like it's different for different people.
Right,
so it's never gonna you're never gonna win.
You never win. And that's the thing. So we just try and stay out of that kind of stuff because we just want. The bigger thing is that we
Apart from Brian and his aliens.
Yes. I mean, the alien stuff is a big thing for him, which is why we call ourselves citizens. It's to disguise.
To distance yourself.
Distance ourselves from Brian's beliefs.
Wow.
How do you feel, Brian, about it?
I feel honored that this can be the space I can finally be myself. So
that's interesting. Because I find them like that myself. Like with doing Christian radio and stuff.
Right.
And then I feel like people have certain expectations of what you should believe, but I'm like, we can still both believe in God and have different perspectives on this massive political issue, which is quite convoluted. So I know that's kind of. I know you guys have a bit of a heart for that, so I'm glad we got to talk about it. So I get, but you strike me as the sort of people that are relatively chill, probably chill enough to be like, oh, that we don't agree with anything that Next Act said. That's fine though. We're okay.
Yeah.
We don't need to. Is that your kind of vibe?
I think as the years have gone on, it's become more of that. Just because, I mean, most people that are gonna just come out and be really kind of pedal to the metal and put all their cards on the table, you just know, okay, there's probably not a whole lot to talk about right there. You're just gonna move on from that. So, but I don't know. I mean, we just believe so much in what we're doing, and that there's, like, we talk a lot, and we love conversations and joking and being really silly together, and we like bringing that into our set. But also we, sometimes like our music has been kind of manic because we have these really upbeat songs and we have these really gut-wrenching kind of heavy songs too. So I think that is life. Life is the highs and the lows, and we try and bring that into our set. So whether or not it's with someone that we agree with or not, we can still be who we are, and we don't have to let that have power over us.
Oh, totally, yeah. Connor, you seem like it's water off a duck's back for you.
Absolutely.
You couldn't care less what people believe.
Yeah.
Sure.
DuckTales.
Is that true?
Water off a duck's back.
Duck's back.
A duck's back.
Yeah.
I like it.
Have you heard that term before?
I don't think I have.
It means like, ducks don't get soggy.
They have oily
Sure.
feathers.
We got a lot of ducks in Oregon where I'm from, so.
Yeah. I knew
In
that.
fact, one of the
together.
universities, the mascot is the ducks.
Yes.
Yeah,
So.
it kind of makes sense too why you're always wanting us to walk in a V.
Yeah. Being
I've never even
frustrated,
thought
we
about
can't
that.
fly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or is that chickens?
I was going to bring out another one before, and maybe we can edit this in so it doesn't sound awkward, but like when we're talking about resurfacing past trauma, Brian, and there's that saying that's like, I'm pretty sure there's a Latin version of it, but it's like, let sleeping dragons lie. And I think that's sometimes good advice, maybe most of the time.
Is that a Hobbit reference?
Could be, yeah, or possibly a Harry Potter one, but you did say you didn't want to talk about anything political.
Which one is political here? Harry Potter or the Hobbit?
Definitely Harry Potter. The similarities are they are the same story, really.
Yeah, they kind of are, aren't they?
Do you have a serious question or a non-serious question?
Probably non-serious.
Okay, why don't you ask citizens?
Do you have a favourite song that you love to perform?
What do you guys got? Yeah.
One of our newer songs called Love Light has been my favorite as of late.
Is that on the new album?
Yes.
Shout out new album, citizens. Go and check it out. What about yours, Zach?
Yes. My favorite song to play live is Day by Day. It's off of our third record, A Mirror Dimly.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, I too like Day by Day. I really like playing Everything and More, one of the new ones. The new ones are always fun because they're new.
Yeah, it was good.
And Dan?
I'm gonna throw a curveball. Imagination is probably my favorite right now.
Yes.
Great. It's just a party.
Yeah.
You guys are so cool. Now, I have never been to the United States.
No.
I've never been out of the Southern Hemisphere, I think. I did go to Vietnam. I don't actually know if that's... is that in the North or the Southern Hemisphere?
Great question.
I don't know.
Where is that equator?
It sounds like it's in southern.
We have people, though, in America that have never even been out of their state.
Well, that's what I was going to ask. Because I feel like, you've got to know me quite well.
Yeah, very.
Over the last few minutes. If I was from a state of America, which state do you think I would be from?
Do you keep your accent or you don't keep your accent?
I think I do the accent of the... I think I moved there. Maybe as I think I keep my accent. Yeah, I think I moved there.
I like this a lot. I'm gonna put you in Southern California.
I was gonna say that. It's just California pure.
Wow.
Yeah, skate or surf?
I can learn.
Doesn't matter.
No, I kind of do.
matter.
I don't want to put it out there too much that I skate and surf, just in case someone sees me. But I have been known to.
Then you'll be great in Orange County.
Orange County.
Yep, Southern California.
Yep.
That's your spot.
All the way. You fit like a glove.
Oh wow. I've heard that like Oregon is quite a cool place.
That's where he's from.
Yeah,
I could also see that though.
yeah.
I could also
Portland.
People say there's a lot of similarities between Melbourne and Portland. I don't know about New Zealand.
Well, people say there's a lot of similarities between Auckland and Melbourne, so I think it's not too far of a stretch. Where do you think, Eloise? Where do you think, say, Zach would be from in New Zealand?
Wellington.
Okay.
Like, straight
yeah.
up.
Oh.
What about Wellington?
Coffee, your glasses, your little beard mustache thing you've got going on.
Yeah, just the look.
Like
Very
this is like
Wellington.
he's wearing like a loose. How would you describe that shirt? Like
it's a band, it's a band tee.
yeah.
So a band tee, it's an aesthetic. You know?
Are you considering getting like a neck tattoo?
I have been.
No, he
I
has
have
a neck
been.
tattoo. You just can't see it.
I have.
yeah.
It's a glow in the dark. Yeah. I have lots of glow in the dark tattoos.
Okay, I'm gonna do Adam.
I'm ready.
I think you're from a town called Hunterville,
Okay.
which is like a farming town. It's very small.
That's
That's kind of where he's from.
It's the home of the Hunterway dog. It's where they invented the, which is like a breed they developed to round up sheep.
I love it.
They've got a great bark.
I mean,
I love it, guys.
Adam
I'm
rounds
from.
us up, so.
He does round us up.
Yeah, I'm from a state that no one knows in any other country called Wyoming.
Oh.
And we just don't have much there. We have some cattle and some
Yeah.
oil. And that's about
See,
it.
you nailed it.
Yeah. Okay.
aliens.
Aliens.
Okay. Eloise, you do Dan.
Dan, I'm getting Christchurch vibes.
Oh yeah. Do you like cold crisp days?
I actually hate cold crisp days. Cannot stand cold crisp days.
Yeah. It's tropical down there, man.
I mean, twice a year, that sounds great. But
Well, then you
rest
can
of
stay
it
inside
is-
the rest.
Exactly.
And Connor's. Where do you think Connor's from?
Like the Mount.
The Mount. Yeah, you're from the coast. Basically, it's the closest coast to where we are now, and it's probably the Southern California of New Zealand. A lot of like people go there from other cities to take Instagram pictures and stuff.
Yeah.
Great. I'm fine with that.
That's where
Connor's from.
Yeah, that's where he's from. Yeah. Well, that's where he lives right
My
now.
wife's laughing at me right now.
Where is Brian from?
Yeah,
Where's Brian from?
got
Hey, we got the final band member.
Yes.
Brian has.
Sorry, I'm late. Brian is.
We're gonna guess which. We're gonna tell you which New Zealand town. Should we guess what state he's from?
Yes.
Sure, please.
In America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
It's okay. This is where you were born, I think. Wow.
You're gonna do
Massachusetts. No, Michigan.
That's not too far. That's actually very close.
Michigan. You want to guess?
I have no idea.
Just think of a state. Too hard.
Yeah.
Alaska. Hawaii.
Orlando.
Orlando.
That's my favorite state.
Where are you from?
I was born in Iowa.
Oh.
A little known middle state. So
Do you know why I guess Michigan? Because I just watched a TV show about lots of alien sightings are from there, and you seem to look like I reckon. I don't know if you want this put out there in CCM tabloids, but you look like someone who believes in aliens.
We've always actually wondered. We've never had the courage to say that out loud.
Yeah.
Thank you for doing that.
Yeah. You heard it here first. Hey guys, thank you so much for sitting down. I know it's been kind of random, but I've loved it. I hope you have too.
We have to. Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming to New Zealand. What's the name of your new album, new record?
I can't find the edges of you.
I can't find the edges of you.
Yes, I can't find the edges of you.
By Citizens, the new single, Everything and More.
Romance album.
Yeah, it is. As I'm looking into your eyes saying that.
Is it inspired from that John Legend song about all your curves and all your edges?
100%. Yeah, the first time I heard that song, I wrote down, one day we're gonna make a record and it's gonna be called "I Can't Find the Edges of You."
Go and check it out. Use the songs for your weddings. Citizens, everybody!
Yes.